What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're talking again about everyday carry, but more specifically, we're talking about everyday carry for moms and dads. Okay? My wife and I recently became parents to a baby boy, and before he was born, I got to thinking I really wanted to streamline my everyday carry. I wanted things to be easier. I wanted it to be, I knew that we were going to have a lot of, we're going to have our hands full. We were going to be busy. And so I wasn't going to have time to sit and tinker with all kinds of different EDC options and holsters and guns and magazines and all that kind of stuff. And so I really wanted to streamline our system. I carry every single day that I can, that I'm allowed to. I am not allowed to at work, but every other day I carry. My wife, she carries occasionally, and we wanted to make sure that we had our system streamlined and standardized. And so, without further ado, I don't want to get into all of the philosophy and everything quite yet. First, let's just go over what we decided to go with. We both decided to go with the Ruger LCP Max. Let's just go over the features of this gun real quick before I discuss why we chose this particular firearm. Now, these are both the 75th anniversary edition. Basically, that just means that they were cheaper, and they had a little bit, they have the engraving at the top. So as you probably already know, these are chambered in 380. Okay, and these are an upgrade, and one of the reasons I was so comfortable going with them is because my original EDC, the very first pistol that I bought, was an LCP2 in 380, and I never had a single issue with that gun, and I still love this gun. But when they had the upgrade, we decided to go ahead and both of us got the LCP Max. Now, it is a 380. We will use the extended magazines. So these are 12 round mags. So you've got 12 plus 1 in the gun, bringing you to 13 rounds total. Plus a spare mag. I'll usually just carry a 10 round spare mag, the one that came with the gun. And that's, pretty respectable amount of firepower that you can literally keep in your pocket, okay, in such a small package. Now, the features of this gun, are very similar to the original LCP, but with some major upgrades that are very important. Obviously, number one, I showed you the magazine, okay? And then I would say the number two thing is the sights. As you can see, the LCP Max, we can get it in focus here, has a U-notch rear sight and a big green tritium dot on the front sight. Let's see if I can get that to focus on that front sight for you. There you go. And as you can see, that front sight has a white ring around a green dot. Now, these are night sights. The rear does not glow in the dark, but the front sight does glow in the dark. And I will go ahead and cut the lights and show you what that looks like in the dark. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and cut the lights and show you the night sights. Okay, and as you can see, that glows in the dark pretty good there in the front. Kind of hard to get focused on it. But it's just basically going to be a big green dot whenever you see it at nighttime in the dark. Okay, so now aside from the features of the gun itself, why did we choose this? And let's talk a little bit about my mindset, my philosophy when I was thinking about EDC with a new baby, okay? Now, first of all, to some parents, this might be kind of scary. It might be kind of a topic that is taboo. It might be something that seems like that's weird, that is not safe even to carry a gun when you have a little baby or to have a gun anywhere around kids. Well, guns are safe as long as you are responsible and, you obviously don't let your kids near them or let them have them, and you keep them locked up if you need to, or on you. You just have to be responsible and make sure that no accidents are going to happen, because that is a huge concern with many people. Now, number one, why should dads and or moms every day carry a gun, in my opinion? Well, the number one reason it is your job, it is your duty as a parent to protect your child. Okay? So if there were some type of danger, okay, and I there's who knows how many different scenarios could play through your mind. You want to be able to protect your child. You want to be able to defend your child and protect them from that danger. Okay? It's the same reason why they sit in a car seat in the car and you strap them in tight. You don't plan on getting in an accident, but if you were to, you want to make sure that they're as safe as possible. So I don't plan on running into some creep at Walmart who tries to take my baby or something like that. Or I don't plan on, seeing an active shooter at a local restaurant. But if it were to happen, I feel like I need to be prepared. And I feel like every dad should be a protector and should be able to defend his family. And again, for moms as well, not just dads, but I feel like moms should have that ability and that capability to protect their kids as well. So, that's why you should every day carry as a dad, in my opinion. Now, where is going to be different is, before I was a dad, my everyday carry was different. Okay, it was a lot different of a mindset, I guess. It was all about protecting other people. Guys, not to sound selfish or anything, but if there's some sort of catastrophic event or active shooter or something like that, really the only thing that matters to me at that moment is my baby, is my son. Because he is small, he's too small to be able to take care of himself, obviously, and he's even too small to walk right now, so it's not like we can tell him to run somewhere or anything like that, okay? Like, if you got your baby, you are that baby's life, okay? And the only thing that I think you as a parent should be doing in an emergency situation is worrying about your baby. So what I'm trying to say is that's going to affect my decision on EDC for being a dad. I'll give you an example. If we're walking through Walmart and you just saw in the news there was that guy in Michigan who went and stabbed a bunch of people in Walmart. Guys, if heaven forbid I was ever walking through Walmart and some lunatic came in and started stabbing people, and I could hear people across the store screaming, or maybe I even heard gunshots somewhere else, guys, I am not seeking out any of that danger at all when I have a baby with me, okay? I'm a teacher, so I'm home all summer with my son, and if we're in a store together alone, and there's some sort of active shooter or something, my only priority is getting my baby out of there, okay? Getting my son to safety. And so what that means to me is I don't need to have, in my opinion, quite as, I guess I would say, offensive or of a weapon on me as I do, as compared to when I'm a dad. So what I'm trying to say is, sometimes I would like to carry a Glock 19, okay? And I do carry a Glock 19 a lot. I still carry this quite a bit. I also like to carry my Glock 29, 10 millimeter. I carry that probably more than the 19. But those guns are, in my opinion, suitable for, actually if you had to go out and, like the guy in, I don't remember if it was the state of Indiana or whatever, Eli Dickens, when he took out that active shooter in the mall, he actively was seeking out that shooter. I mean, I think he was in the vicinity. I personally would not be doing that if I have a baby with me. We're running out of the store. We are staying as far away as possible. And so what I'm getting at is, I don't think as a dad you need to be worried as much about carrying a big gun as you do just about being able to have something with you all the time. And to obviously worry about the dozens of other things that could harm your baby more than crime or active shooters. Guys, it's far more likely that your baby will suffocate or catch a fever or fall off of of a bed or a couch or something. Those types of situations with babies are way higher than, say, kidnappings or active shooter situations, stuff like that. So I think that the pocket 380 is sufficient for a dad, at least at this point, when you have a baby like that. Because in my opinion, what your gun needs to be able to stop as a parent of a 6-month-old baby or a newborn, even a toddler, in my opinion, what this gun needs to be able to do is stop your average creep who comes up to you and wants to do some sort of harm to you or your baby, who won't leave you alone. There are obviously horror stories of kids being kidnapped. And so if this can stop, and I think it can stop somebody from being able to snatch your baby, I mean, that's really, in my opinion, about the only thing that it would need to do. Because when you're at home, this isn't my home defense gun. Neither of these are my home defense guns. Okay, we have others for that. We have the bigger handguns. We have AR-15s. We have shotguns. All that. Long rifle. You're not using a 380 for home defense, more than likely. But when you're out and about on the town, the 380 makes so much sense as a dad. Okay, first of all, because of that philosophy or that mindset that I was talking about, where you are not so much worried about protecting all the other people in the store or in the restaurant or in the movie theater. And I know that might sound wrong. And if you have the opportunity to protect those other people, certainly you would. However, at that moment, if you are in charge of that baby, nobody's going to fault you or blame you for running away with that baby or just finding a way to keep that baby safe. That's your priority because you're that baby's parent. So, aside from that, why did I pick the Ruger LCP Max? Well, actually, to be honest, my wife chose the Ruger LCP Max. It was actually between this and a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 for us. We were at the gun store and looking, and she had a Glock 43 that she barely used, and I had a single-shot shotgun that I also barely used, and so we traded those in, and I said, you know what, we need to both get the same 380. Well, it didn't have to be a 380, but we had to get the same gun together. And the number one reason for that is I wanted things to be streamlined. I wanted things to be standardized in our family, and I didn't want us to be worrying about which magazines go with which gun, what type of ammo do we have. And, if I told her to grab a gun or grab a magazine for us, I wanted everything to be all the same. We can keep spare magazines in a car, in a diaper bag, in a fanny pack, whatever, and they're always going to be used by they're always going to fit one of these two guns. So the number one reason we chose between these, we chose to go with the same gun was so that they'd be streamlined. And again, she preferred the Ruger LCP Max over the Bodyguard, and basically I didn't really care either way. I liked them both. And actually, I think now I like the Ruger a little bit better than the M&P. It didn't matter to me, but another big, huge bonus is these guns are a little bit cheaper, okay? Guys, I get this gun. I got it on sale for, I want to say, $269 Okay, so $270, and it came with 2 magazines and a holster. And this one, I want to say, was right around $300. So not a whole lot more. It only came with 1 mag, but still, very, very affordable guns. And so they work perfectly for our situation. So it comes to, first of all, being streamlined. Second of all, they were affordable. This is what my wife liked. Third, really the features of the gun were very important to us too. To me, especially. First of all, the gun's got to be safe. Obviously, I mean, no, you don't want to carry a gun that's not safe, even if you don't have kids. Even if you're, you're a single person, you don't want to carry a gun that's not safe. So, pretty much don't carry a SIG P320. But these guns, like I said, I had the LCP2, and I never had any issues with it. I like the idea that it had the blade in between the trigger there to, the trigger safety. I believe the Smith & Wesson had that too, but just the general idea that these guns, in my opinion, are very safe. So that was the number one, criteria, obviously, as a parent. Second of all, it needed to be easy to carry. Like I said, you're going to have a lot going on when you're a parent. You're going to be running low on sleep. You're going to be more worried about, do you have enough diapers and wipes in your bag? And so the gun is not something that is going to be on the top of your mind all the time. And so, when I carry my 10 millimeter, or if I carry my Glock 19, sometimes I'll carry a Glock 45. I have to adjust my wardrobe usually. I have to wear specific clothing to be able to conceal those guns a little bit better. With these 2 guns, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. I can conceal them with literally any outfit that I could. I mean, I can wear swimming trunks at the beach and conceal it in a fanny pack, okay? Like this is a fanny pack that we'll use sometimes. I actually will even put my 10 millimeter in here. But, this is an LA Police Gear cheap fanny pack off of Amazon, and it works fine. It's got a holster in there, and so, I could do off-body carry if I had to. She has a purse also that has a holster in it. Don't carry off the body, guys, without a holster of some sort. Please do not just throw one of these guns in your purse. That is not safe at all. Make sure that it has a holster inside the bag, okay, designed to protect that trigger guard. So these guns are very, very easy to carry, okay, as you can see. And both of these, I'll always carry it with the 12-round magazine in it, pretty much always. But, you put the 10-round mag in, and then it's really small, okay? And still, with a 10-round mag, you're getting more rounds than you did with the original LCP. Okay, with the flush fit 10-round magazines, which I also I'm excited about having this for travel. When we go flying to different places, I like to just do with travel with 10-round mags, just in case I were to happen to get a layover in Washington D.C. or New York City or something for some reason. I like to just kind of stick with 10-round mags for travel. But anyways. The big thing here is, again, the round capacity, okay? With the 12-round magazine plus 1 in the chamber, you're getting 13 rounds. Guys, you're only 2 or 3 rounds away from a Glock 19, okay? And, the Glock 19 is pretty standard. So, obviously, it's not got quite as much power as a 9 millimeter, but in my opinion, 13 rounds of 380 is probably going to fend off any kind of creep that's, trying to mess with you and your baby. So the features, the magazine capacity, the concealability, the safety, the reliability, this is all reasons why we decided to go with the Ruger LCP Max. And again, price is a huge thing too. Guys, if you're expecting parents, or if you just had a new one, if you just had a little one, you know that kids are going to be expensive. You're going to have hospital bills. You're going to have to buy car seats. You're going to have to buy high chairs. You're going to have to buy toys. You're going to have to buy clothes. You're going to have to buy diapers and wipes and all that kind of good stuff. And so you don't necessarily have as much money to spend on cool guns that maybe you could before you had kids. This is just one of the sacrifices you start to make as a parent. These guns were very affordable, and there was really, no reason for us not to be able to get them. Okay, so just to kind of recap, and then we'll wrap this thing up. The Ruger LCP Max, in my opinion, is perfect everyday carry for moms, dads, heck, even grandmas and grandpas, right, who are taking care of their grandchildren. It's small enough. It's affordable. It holds a lot of rounds. It's reliable. It's got good enough sights. Okay, there's another video there on my channel where I shoot 10 rounds of this at 40 yards at a steel target one-handed. Now, I only hit 4 out of 10 times, but at 40 yards, one-handed, while I'm trying to hold the phone in the other hand and take the video, that's not too bad for a little gun like this. Okay, I did the same drill with my Glock 29, and 4 out of 10 on that one too. So, it did just as good as the larger caliber guns too. So these little pocket pistols, these little LCP Maxes, these are great guns for new parents. Okay, you won't have to worry as much about what you need to wear to be able to carry it. I will usually carry in a DeSantis Pegasus Slim Tuck holster. These are my favorite affordable holsters right here. Might do a separate review on these here one of these days. And with this holster, I can carry it inside the waistband when I'm wearing a belt, or as you can see that hook there on the clip. As long as I tie my gym shorts tight enough, I can easily carry this gun inside that holster with gym shorts and have no problem with it being secure. You get the pocket holster from Ruger when you buy the gun. It's okay. It's not great. It does the job. It protects the trigger guard. It doesn't do a great job of breaking out the outline of the gun. So I tend not to pocket carry anymore because it's just so easy for me to slip this inside my belt instead. But yeah, so those are the guns that we carry as a mom and dad, kind of a his and hers. This is one usually belongs to my wife, and this one's mine. Yeah, spare magazines, holster, sometimes in a fanny pack, and just a couple other things that I'll carry as a dad. Leatherman, I want to say it's a Crater. I don't think they make it anymore. Serrated blade with a Phillips and flathead screwdriver on it, and a Streamlight. This is the Micro Stream USB. Or sometimes I'll carry the Streamlight. I can't ever remember the name of all these. ProTac 1L AA. So there's my everyday carry setup as a dad. Okay. Now again, this is what I'm carrying most of the time. But I'll be honest, guys. This gun here is never going to be far out of reach either. This is a Glock 29 and 10mm. As much as I love the 380s. I still like to have a lot more firepower. So either this Glock 29 or a 19 or a Glock 45, to be honest, they're always going to be within reach as well if I'm in the car. Or again, a lot of times I'm carrying this if I'm able to. So let me know what you guys think. What do you carry as a dad or as a mom? Do you carry as a dad? Do you not carry? Do you decide not to carry with kids? I think having kids means all the more reason you should carry to be able to protect them. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like this setup, let me know what your ideas are, because I'm always looking for new ideas. Maybe you have other guns that work better. I've thought about micro 9s. Maybe that's the better way to go. Sort of a compromise in between the larger and the smaller guns. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Be sure to check out the channel.